Disney Plus wants to know, are you ready? For Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts, The New Avengers, now streaming on Disney Plus.
Let's do this.
One of the best Marvel movies of all time is now streaming on Disney Plus.
Hey, you weren't listening to me.
I said Thunderbolts, The New Avengers is now streaming on Disney Plus.
Meet the New Avengers.
That's a cool name.
Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts, The New Avengers, rated PG-13, now streaming on, you guessed it, Disney Plus.
Ford was built on the belief that the world doesn't get to decide what you're capable of. You do. So ask yourself, can you or can't you? Can you load up a Ford F-150 and build your dream with sweat and steel? Can you chase thrills and conquer curves in a Mustang? Can you take a Bronco to where the map ends and adventure begins? Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Ready, set, Ford.
Maybe you should stop getting arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. Might be an idea. You know, because it's very inconvenient to have to constantly put people in charge of your stuff while you keep going away to the pokey.
Yes, Your Honor.
To say nothing of what it does to the kids.
This is the plaintiff, George. He says the defendant, his ex-mother-in-law, stole his jewelry from his dresser. Then 2 days later, his ex-wife cleaned out his house, taking the TVs, couches, you name it. Bottom line, he never gave the defendant permission to enter his house. The woman had no right stealing from him, and he's suing her here and now for the $5,000 worth of stuff she out and out stole from him. This is the defendant, Beverly. She says the plaintiff and her daughter had a very tumultuous relationship over the years, and the last straw was when the cops came and raided their house looking for drugs. When she arrived, the place was ransacked, so she grabbed what she could. She never stole the plaintiff's jewelry. The guy's grasping at straws, and she's just happy they're well rid of him in their lives. She's accused of snatching the family jewels. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for living expenses for 4 months.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, everybody's asked to refrain from using your last names. George, you're suing your mother-in-law or ex-mother-in-law, Beverly, for $5,000 in theft, because according to you, she stole all of your jewelry. You have a counterclaim against him for $5,000 for expenses for helping to support his 4 children while he was in custody. I can't wait. Tell me, what's going on?
Good afternoon, Judge. On October 3rd, I was arrested. And
For what?
I was arrested for drugs,
What kind of drugs?
cocaine.
How
The
much?
allegations of cocaine,
How much?
half ounce. And some pills, some methadone. And I got arrested. I asked Steve, that was living with me at the time, to take care of my stuff when I go to jail. So I left to go to jail. So about a week into it, I was able to contact my kids, which were at Beverly's house. And she said she had taken my jewelry. She has the kids' jewelry, my coins, my necklace, which I have a picture of. I have some receipts.
How did she get it?
She went into my house. She walked past Steve, said she's going into my house. She wants to get her belongings because they belong to Maria now, but we're not married anymore. We were divorced about a year ago. So she took it upon herself to go in my house and take my stuff.
Steve, step on up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what happened?
After the police left, me and the defendant, we went to McDonald's with the kids, and the mother was going to pick up the kids. So
Were the kids there when you got arrested?
Yes.
Yes.
How old are the kids?
10, 9, 7, and 4.
Oh, jeez.
So
How did the arrest occur?
The cops came to my house and had a search warrant and came into the house.
Oh, goodness. All right. So go on.
So the police said we can come back. I can come back and get his stuff out of the house, whatever he needed, when the cops left. So me and Beverly went back to the house afterwards when the cops left, and I said, let me go in his room, get his stuff that he wanted me to get, his jewelry, some of the kids' personal belongings and his personal belongings out. And she took it upon herself to go in there and start getting stuff. And I told her, don't touch anything till I go in there and I get what I'm supposed to get first, meaning his jewelry and his most expensive stuff. And then she went in and took it upon herself to grab that stuff. She did a bag of jewelry, the coins and stuff. And I told her not to, and she did anyway. And that's how pretty much I went. The house was ransacked completely, so she was there to help clean up. But I just said, let me get the personal belongings out first.
And she said to you, no, I'll get them.
She said, no, I'll help. Everything pretty much belongs to me.
Did you see her get the jewelry?
Yes.
What did you see her get? Were you in the room when she got the jewelry?
I was in the room. Yes, we both were in the room.
What did you see her get?
In the top drawer was a little white, like a cloth bag with jewelry in it, rings and just stuff I knew that was in there from living with him. Necklace with a charm on it.
But you couldn't itemize for me what was in there, could you?
I pretty much could from knowing him over the years. I know what was in there.
How would one person know what another person keeps in a jewelry bag that's closed?
I'm with him every single day in my life.
Yeah. All right, what's going on?
First of all, Your Honor, I was called up by the police at 7:30 in the morning to go in and get his children, okay, because they ransacked the house.
Wait, stop. You're the mother-in-law. You're the mother? Why weren't they calling her?
Because George had the police call me. Otherwise, the children were going to go into custody.
But where was your daughter?
She was at work.
All right. So go ahead.
So the police officer, I have it on record at my house I could have got a tape recorder, but I didn't. For me to go, they were having a problem at George's house. They raided the house, which you have papers on it.
So he gave them your name and number for you to come.
To call me to go in the house.
To get the kids.
To receive the kids so they wouldn't go into foster care.
Okay.
So I was told by the officer that I could go get the kids, so I took them off the premises, and I took Steve with him to McDonald's with the children.
Stop looking at them and talk to me.
I took Steve, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I took Steve with me and took him out of the house with the children, and we went to McDonald's.
Why did you take Steve with you?
Because Steve had no other place to go, and it was freezing out.
Okay, because the police wouldn't leave him in the house while they're doing their search.
No, he was not allowed in the house. I was the only one allowed in the house.
All right, so you took him with you, and what happened?
And the police officer said that I was the only one allowed back in the house.
And?
And I was not to come back until they called me to come back in the house to get the kids' stuff.
And?
So I went back in the house, and then I went to go get the baby's clothes, because the clothes were in George's house, in his bedroom. Steve, I know that George kept the baby's clothes, which is little Georgie's clothes, in the bedroom. And I found this on the floor in white, and this.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Just this way.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's quite all right. Thank you. You're good. You can go back.
And I found that on the floor over by, everything was a mess. The police had destroyed everything in the bedroom. The bed was upside down, drawers were upside down, everything was destroyed in the whole house.
Where was the bag that this was in?
There was no bag.
You just found this in a tissue?
Yep. That was the white tissue.
People don't usually keep jewelry in a tissue on the floor.
But that's what I found it in. That's the same thing I took out of my pocket.
Even if the police had ransacked it,
and that's where it was. It was in a bag, and I saw something shining because it was open.
It was in a bag or it was in a tissue? Which
it was in that.
That's not a bag. It's a tissue. You just said it was in a bag.
No, I said it was in a tissue. That's what I found.
No, you said it was in a bag, but
no, there was no bag. They ransacked the bed. They turned the bed upside down. They turned everything upside down in the room.
That's what happens when they're executing a search for drugs.
Well, I don't know.
A search warrant. Yeah,
no,
they rip everything apart. That's kind of the idea.
If you look at my record, I don't even have a driver's license.
Okay, but anyway, so you find this on the floor.
I find it on the floor. I grab that.
And it just happens to be a tissue with baby jewelry. This is all baby child jewelry.
Well, there's something there that looks like a necklace that might have been his.
Okay.
So I said to my daughter, there's a necklace that might be George's.
You said to your daughter how? Was she with you at that point?
No, she came over, but I didn't go through it.
Okay.
I went through it when I went home.
Okay.
Okay, and I said, I might have it. I'm going to put this in my safe deposit box. I said, and when George wants it, we'll go through it. And she said to him, I don't know what happened after that. And I said, I might have George's necklace. It might be there. So that's the last I know. And then he accuses me of stealing it. That's the last I know. And then we ended up here.
You didn't take the rest of the jewelry?
I didn't take anything.
What rest of the jewelry do you say is missing?
Your Honor, I have a picture here of the necklace and a cross and some receipts. From jail, I was on the phone for about a week talking to my kids, and every day on the phone, which is recorded, She had said, I have your jewelry, I have your necklace.
Do you have the recording for me?
No, I don't, Your Honor. My lawyer wasn't able to subpoena it in time. She told me everything on the phone call that I have your jewelry, I have the kids' jewelry, I have your coins, I have everything in the safe deposit box. I'll give it to you when you get out. So fast forward about a month, I got out of jail. 2 days after being out, I asked for my stuff back. She told me she don't have it. She sold it for food. She needed food for the kids. So she said she sold my jewelry.
Now, let me ask you a question. Sure. You've known her how long?
20 years.
So was that
Maybe.
in character or out of character for her?
That was in character because...
If that was in character, why didn't you tell her while you were in jail, give everything you've got to Steve?
I tried. She told me several times that it's in a safe deposit box. She will not give it back. 2009, this is why I say in character. 2009, I got arrested for something. The cops didn't come to my house. I got in trouble for something.
What'd you get arrested for then?
I had a possession of a weapon. I had a weapon on me. Couple of months later, I went to jail. The day I left to go to jail, she took my jewelry again, the kids' jewelry, stocks, all my stuff. But she was able to take it because I was married to her daughter still. This time...
It doesn't give her authority to take it.
I understand that. You're right. It doesn't give her authority to steal my stuff.
So how was she able to take it?
Because they
Did you grant her specific authority?
No, I didn't. I have affidavits right here giving permission to 2 different people that were allowed in my house, and neither one of them were allowed.
Maybe you should stop getting arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. Might be an idea. You know, because it's very inconvenient to have to constantly put people in charge of your stuff while you keep going away to the pokey.
Yes, Your Honor.
To say nothing of what it does to the kids. To have it happen in front of them.
And I didn't want to have her arrested.
Stand up, please. What's your position in all this?
I'm here to help my mom out.
Where are you living?
Right now, I just got an apartment for myself and my children in Oakdale.
When he got incarcerated, where were you living?
In Oakdale at the time.
Okay. And does your mother live with you?
No.
Why is your mother suing for 4 months of supporting the children? Where were you?
At the time, I had a 1-bedroom apartment. I did grant him custody to the kids. I left it to him. The first time he got arrested, when he came home, he had nowhere to go. So I left him the house and the children, and I left for a little while to
What
get
was your
better.
problem?
I'd rather not even say with everything. I have letters and stuff.
Is that something you want to show me or not something you want to show me?
I'd rather just no.
Okay. Who had, was there actual, did you have actual custody or that was just the arrangement that you guys?
I gave him
I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Did you have a court-ordered custody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did somebody have the court order?
I have the court order now that when she took custody over the day I got arrested, but before that, I don't have that order. I've had custody for 2 years
Who has
prior.
custody now?
Maria.
I do. I never lost custody.
She handed over custody to him because she has shell shock because of what he did to her. And she has papers on it.
Let me say, I don't know anything other than this. I handed my kids to him because I was shell-shocked over what he did to me.
Your Honor.
I don't know if it was enough to shell-shock you. Maybe you shouldn't be putting the kids in his custody. So that little square doesn't make that little square dance makes no sense.
Your Honor, he was a good father. He still is a good father. I don't know what happened. I left for certain reasons. I'd rather off not say.
Fine. It's fine.
You know,
one of the things you said in your answer to the complaint is that he owed you $20,000 from some prior time.
We had given him money to go down to Florida to start a business.
Can you do me a favor? You have this habit, and I know it's innate.
Okay.
Every time you say something, you turn around to look at him and nod like that.
Okay.
It seems aggressive, even if you don't mean it to be.
Okay.
I would rather you make
Just
eye
so that
contact
you-
with me
okay.
and talk to me.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Shopify's point-of-sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. Need a fast and secure way to take payments in person? We've got you covered. How about card readers you can rely on anywhere you sell?
Thanks. Have a good one.
Yep, that too. Want one place to manage all your online and in-person sales? That's kind of our thing. Wherever you sell, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/Spotify. Shopify.com/Spotify.
Welcome back to the People's Court, Harvey Levin here. So, should the fact that the defendant was arrested for drugs have an impact on his credibility in the civil case?
Well, it could because...
Should it? No, I'm asking should it?
Should it?
You got a yes or no here?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think?
Absolutely, yeah.
Why?
It just didn't seem it's illegal. That's
But people who are on drugs may be addicts, but does it mean they're less truthful?
I guess if they're high on the drugs, probably less truthful.
Fair enough, I guess, but okay, I get your point. Going inside the courtroom.
All right, we gave him $20,000 to go down to Florida to start a business.
What kind of business?
He wanted to start a car business with Steve. They went down to Florida, and he went down with a haircutting business, which he sold for $75,000. So he went down with $85,000 or $95,000. The man didn't work for a year, and he came back up and stayed with us at our house. We never received any money back. I lent him money to get out.
You've known him for 20 years?
No, 10, 12 years.
Okay.
I don't know the dates. All I know is every time he gets in a bind, I've always bailed him out. George is a con artist, and George gets what he wants, and George, same with her. When he left for prison the first time to the shock program, he left her with $200 and 4 kids, and I got her in a house, and I paid for her to get in a house, and I had to pay $800 plus the cable, and she got $800 from welfare, and I had to help her feed the kids because he never left her with a dime, and he paid his lawyer $75,000.
So is it that you feel entitled to his jewelry because you've done so much for him?
No, Your Honor. But
so what are you saying? You never took his jewelry?
I'm trying to show you what kind of a
because
man.
Steve says he saw you take it.
He didn't see me take it.
So why is he saying he did? If Steve didn't see you take it and you didn't take it, why is he saying that you did?
There's $700 missing from the house also, and $7,000.
It's when I came to the house, I went and picked up my children from McDonald's. I brought my children back to my sister's because I did not want to bring them back to the house. I walked in, his bedroom was completely destroyed. They flipped everything over, the mattress, everything. Steve was in there cleaning up. My mother was also in there. Steve came over to me. He handed me my children's bonds and their $2 bill thing, like, the $2 bills that they got over the years from family members. If he knew where the jewelry was, why didn't he just grab it? And my mom would have gave him anything. So if my mom had to, George knew we were in the house. He called me from the precinct and told me to stay there with the children. And I told him, I'm not staying here with our children. The house just got raided. Are you kidding me? Like, what's going on? And I told him I was also taking, their stuff out of their house, and I'm not coming back here with our kids. She told me that she had jewelry. I said, whatever you have, Mom, put it in the safe. I don't want it to go in anywhere. I even told George myself, and there's recordings like he said, my mom has the jewelry, it's going in the safe. He said, that's fine. So
what about coins? Did your mother ever mention the coins?
Nothing about coins. I never heard about coins. He mentioned stuff to coins to me. So
how do you figure coins are worth $2,800 if they're just some?
Your Honor, they were coins from my grandfather. Had passed them on to me. Some of them from 1921. There was about 5 or 6 of each coin. I have copies of everything
But that
right
doesn't
here.
mean they're worth that kind of money. Where do you get the idea they're worth that?
I got the value off eBay, what they're going for today, and pretty much all of them were.
How are you going to prove what coins were there?
I have proof of what coins I had in there.
No, you have stuff you took off of eBay. I could do that.
Yes.
My question is, how are you going to prove what coins were in the bag?
I can't, Your Honor.
Right.
I just can't prove anything besides that, what Steve's telling you.
Your Honor, can I ask you a question?
Who's Steve?
Steve's my witness, Your Honor.
Yeah, I know. Who are you? Steve what?
Steve Lacasse.
Have you ever been arrested?
Yes, I have.
How many times?
3.
What kind of stuff?
Driver's suspended license and possession of marijuana.
How much marijuana?
An ounce.
Have you been convicted?
Yes.
What were you convicted of?
Possession.
Of what?
Marijuana.
Okay. How many times?
Twice. And a DWI just recently.
So why should I believe you?
You don't have to believe me.
Right.
Got a question, Your Honor, too.
I don't believe anybody.
I have a question.
Isn't that something?
Your
I don't
Honor,
believe
have a question.
anybody to the left of my bailiff.
Your Honor, can I say
Because I kind of, for all I know, it sounds so, poetically just that you, after everything you've done, say, you know what, forget it, I'm going to keep this stuff. So it kind of sounds like it has a ring of truth. He sounds so desperate to get this stuff back and so positive that you have it. And you are so angry with him that it kind of makes some sense that you might have this stuff.
Your Honor, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
All right. He went to family court, and Maria asked if she could have his car while he was in jail.
The truck.
the truck because she had a Scion that was falling apart. And George told family judge that he sold it. Well, George is driving the car right now. And I had to fix the Scion to put her children in it so she could take them back and forth to school.
Are you driving that truck?
Your Honor, yes, I am.
Did you tell the judge that you had sold it?
No, I didn't, Your Honor. The only reason why I kept my truck is because 2 days after being arrested, Maria, her brother, her mother, and her boyfriend emptied my house out. They stole everything that I own. Steve was in my house because Steve lived with me at the time.
Yeah, the problem that you have is I don't believe you either, and you're the only guy who's telling me what's in there. I certainly don't believe Steve. Steve is willing to say, yep, whatever he says, that's what it is. Stamp of approval on whatever he says happened. I don't believe that I don't believe that he told you, stop taking that stuff, I'm watching you, I'm witnessing you doing it. I don't believe any of that stuff happened.
You can call the court and ask the judge that I was
Put your hand down. I'm sorry?
I was told to go in and get the children's stuff, and half the stuff was gone. I had to buy them winter coats. I had to buy them all kinds of stuff. And then afterwards, I bought them coats.
Nobody took the kids'
I bought them coats. He
Nobody
went out
took
and
the
bought
kids'
coats.
coats from his house in the middle of the execution of a search warrant.
It was gone.
Nobody did that. That didn't happen.
Your Honor, there was no coats. I swear on my life.
Your Honor, I have a stack of receipts here, the stuff that I supplied for my children.
I've had enough. This stuff was taken from your home. She agrees that she took it from your home. That stuff goes to you. As for everything else, I don't know who to believe, so
But
you're
that's
all
the
out of
kids'
here.
stuff.
Bye.
All right, that brings this case to a close here. You do get back that white napkin full of jewelry, and that's it. What's your feeling on the outcome here?
I just can't see how she admitted taking some of the jewelry, not all of the jewelry. Doesn't make sense.
It's a mess. Obviously, it's a complicated, messy, complex situation. It's very difficult for anybody to figure out. It's mostly one person's word against the other.
Correct.
Right? How did the cops know to raid the house that day?
No comment.
Okay. All right, right around the corner this way. All right, good luck with everything. All right, so come on in here and tell me, what are you thinking as you come out of the courtroom? Step right over here next to me. Turn this way. Yeah.
I think that it's kind of a sin that he can get the kids' jewelry when she has the jewelry. And I gave him the jewelry, and he was in jail, and she left everything in the house. And I had cleaned out the house where she left everything and put it in the new house. And I spackled the walls, cleaned everything in the other house when she left.
Mm-hmm.
And I cleaned out the old house and got her into a new house. And me and my son had to move all the furniture to the new house that she was in.
How are you feeling after all this is now over?
I'm just glad it's over with. I just hope my kids don't have to deal with this and see this.
What happened?
Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, here's the thing. When, the plaintiff has the burden of proof in these cases, which means you have to tip the scale. In this case, it was 50-50. Plaintiff had the burden of proof, plaintiff loses. Fact is, the judge didn't believe anybody. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by... Oops! I've got a box of Cheez-It crackers staring at me, and I just wanted that irresistible cheesy crunch. Sorry, that was a total snacksident. What was I supposed to be talking about? So salty, so crunchy, so cheesy. Whoops, lost my train of thought. I've heard of brain freeze, but brain cheese? I'll just have one more Cheez-It cracker, and then I'll get back to it.
This is the plaintiff, Renee Parker. She says the defendant's 3 pit bulls mauled her sweet toy Yorkshire Terrier named Munchie. That's right, the defendant's dogs ate Munchie right in front of her friend Vernon. She's suing for $5,000 for the cost of the dog, cremation fees, and vet fees. This is also the plaintiff, Vernon Mark Calhoun. He says he was terribly traumatized by the mauling of Munchie as he walked her, was hospitalized because of it, and is also suing the defendant for $5,000 for pain and suffering. This is the defendant, Terrence Mathura. He says someone entered his fenced-in yard, didn't secure the door, and his dogs got loose. He loves his dogs. They're sweet dogs, and he did nothing wrong. The person who left his gate open is to blame, not him, and that's why he doesn't owe either one of the plaintiffs the $5,000 they're each seeking. He's accused of having a faulty gate.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiffs say their defendants, pit bulls, literally tore their dog Munchie apart. But the defendant says the person who left his gate open is to blame. It's the case of my dog had the munchies.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Ms. Parker and Mr. Calhoun, you are both suing Mr. Mathura?
Yes.
For, actually, Ms. Parker, you're suing for $5,000, and Mr. Calhoun, you are also. $5,000 each because your dog being walked by you was killed by his dogs that got loose.
Right. Yes.
All right, let me hear from you first because you were the eyewitness to what occurred. Okay. What happened?
On December 7th, 2013.
A day that will live in infamy. Go on.
Yeah, we were walking Munchie on Chase Street. And
Munchie is the name of your dog?
Is a Yorkie Terrier, yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
What happened is, once we got close to...
Why are you walking her dog?
Because we share the dog. Like, sometimes if she has somewhere to go, we'd watch the dog. And then when she come back from vacation, we bring back the dog to her house.
Okay.
So, you know, what happened was when we walked down Chase Street and we got close to...
Who's we?
When I say we, my daughter, my son, and then also my neighbor's child was with us.
Okay.
My son is 9 years old. My daughter is 12 years old. And the other child, he's 12 years old as well.
Okay.
When we walked down Chase Street, on the right-hand side, we heard little dogs barking. We proceeded to walk down Chase Street. But on the left side of the fence, the left side of the block, we heard big dogs barking. So we still kept walking. But then there was a tannish dog. He was wiggling his head through the side of the fence. It's a picket fence. And the fence was not secured at all. The fence had a gap in between like this.
Okay.
So the first dog, he leaned all the way over the fence down, and all three of the dogs came running across the street.
Wow.
And they came running across the street fast.
Okay.
So I told my children, look, go back to the car. Obviously they're coming. So my other children went back to the car, and I tried to go up this way with Munchie the terrier.
Why don't you just pick her up?
No, but I was trying to walk her to...
Why don't you stop walking her? If there's 3 dogs coming, you have enough time to tell your kids to get in the car.
Yeah, but they came fast. The distance on the block where I was at, it was very hard to even try to get up and try to take off or try to run. But I tried my best, and I went this way to go up the other block so the dogs wouldn't go back and get my children. So one of the dogs...
Okay, wait, where are your children running to?
Back to the car.
Which is how far away?
I'd say maybe a block and a half away.
So the dogs come at you, and what happens?
One of them grabbed the pants leg on my left leg. I fell hard on my knee. I had the leash here holding the Yorkie Terrier, trying to pull her. The other 2 dogs already went on top of her. And then when I was on the floor, and by the time I got up, the other dog also went on top of her, and they mauled her. It happened within, I'd say, a split minute. It was very hard for me to save her.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
plus you're at risk too, because it's 3 pit bulls.
And now they have to try to protect her, my children as well.
How far away were your children able to get?
They got far. I kept yelling, like, go. Because it was
it was chaos.
It was a traumatic situation, and it was fast how it happened.
Okay.
So
was the dog killed instantly?
yes.
Okay.
Within a minute. I called the Nassau Police Department.
Can I see the report?
Yeah, sure.
So do you ever on the scene speak with Mr. Mathura?
Oh, yeah, I mean, if the answer, he came and talked to me afterwards.
What did he say?
That he's sorry that it happened.
How'd your dogs get loose?
My property is fenced around, and they kind of jumped the fence. And he's correct, there's a slight space between the gate and the actual fencing. And the spacing, the dogs cannot get through. Now, I have a chain to the top of the fence together with a lever that you have to unhook for the gate to be open. Apparently, someone who was coming to visit me. I am not sure. They apparently left the gate ajar. I always have my gate closed because I am a responsible dog owner.
Well, no, you're not, because if somebody comes to visit you and they are capable, your gate works in a way that they can leave it open, and you have not one, not two, but 3 pit bulls, you need to walk out and make sure that that gate is closed when that person comes to visit you. Or you should have a self-locking gate. It's one or the other. But how could this happen? This shouldn't happen.
Yes.
Is it the first time your dogs get out?
No, this was the second time they got out.
How is there a second time that 3 pit bulls get out? How could the first time not be the warning of the century?
I'm not saying that someone, I am suggesting that someone came to visit me.
Who?
No one
Who
came
to visit you?
No one came to see me.
So somebody came, unlocked the door, and left, and then just left it like that. That's what happened.
That's what I'm presuming. That
Oh,
they
that's
came.
what you presume.
Judge, I always secure my gate when my dogs are loose in my property.
Okay, then how did this happen? How did it happen the first time if you always secure your gate? Clearly, you do not always secure your gate. And the proof of that is that it keeps happening. I mean, don't you care about anybody else in the community?
Yes, I do.
What if it had been a kid? I almost feel bad saying that because it's bad enough that it was a pet. Like I should. What if it had been against that God? It was a pet. No, it shouldn't happen to anybody, anything living. Your dog. In fact, I shouldn't have to suffer the fear of seeing your dogs escape.
True.
Let alone have anything happen to me or a pet that I love. I shouldn't have to tolerate your dogs roaming. Go ahead, ma'am. I haven't let you speak. Tell me what you want to say.
Well, obviously, that's my dog, basically, that got mauled by his 3 pit bulls. I'm still very emotional about it because that was my baby.
That's a tough way to go. It's a tough way to go.
To go away and, you know, I give it to my friends because I went away because my father just passed. And I went to go, so my family, my mom, and I didn't want to take her. I usually do, but I said I don't want to take her. My friend Martine, she volunteered to, I'll watch her for you. To come back and to hear, she's just, this is all I have of her. Just her, you know, a collar and a thing right here. And a little in her ear, that's it. For his dog to be so careless of his dog, I don't understand. I don't get it. It's just, I don't know. I shouldn't have to come home to that.
No, you shouldn't. And the worst part about it is it's happened before. Did anyone call animal control?
I regret not doing that. At that point, I don't know where I was.
Why don't you just do it now? What difference does it make?
I don't know. People tell me it's too late.
I don't know if it is or not.
I'm gonna do it. No, I plan on doing it.
Particularly if it's happened once
right.
before.
No,
and you have the testimony of this trial with him admitting that it's happened once before.
No, I plan on doing it because I was in the right state of mind at that point.
Yes, Your Honor. Another thing, when I spoke to the police
You ended
officer,
up in the ER, right?
Yeah, I went to Mercy Hospital Medical Center on December 7th because of the knee injury that I had at that time when I fell down. The doctors prescribed me some pain medication pills. I can't pronounce them. It's on a piece of paper. But
Can I see all of your medical records? You're suing for $4,641.91 in hospital bills. How did you rack up quite that much, quite that quickly?
Well, that's from the one that you have right there, Your Honor. That's from Mercy Hospital, dated December 7th. And then after they gave me the medication, I'm assuming that the medication wasn't strong enough because I was still in pain. So I went to Queens General Hospital on December 22nd, and that's when they gave me some stronger dosage due to the pain that I felt in my left knee. So the amounts that they charged me is on those bills.
So Mercy Hospital charged you $2,406?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did insurance pay it, or do you?
I don't have insurance.
Okay. And then the other hospital?
Queens General.
Did you go into the emergency room in Queens General?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what did you go in there for?
Because I was in a lot of pain. That
Okay,
day.
so it hurt.
Definitely.
And then what did they do to you?
They just did their examination. They gave me some painkillers while I was at the hospital. And then when they discharged me, the names of the pills are on there. The pills that they gave me at the Queen's Hospital is way better than the ones at Mercy Hospital. Y'all laughing, huh?
Well, I tried to said it.
It wasn't Viking, some other, I forgot what it was called.
Do you have any pictures of Munchie?
Yes, I do.
Oh my gosh, you've got her all dressed up. What's your defense?
Your Honor, first I never met Renee before, and I'd like to say how sorry I am for what happened. I know that does not change what happened, but as a dog owner and how much I love my dogs, I understand how she feels.
No, you don't.
I appreciate you saying that, but no, you don't. Unless you've had an animal mauled, I have. Unless you've had an animal mauled before your very eyes,
yes,
you have no idea what it feels like to witness such a thing,
right,
or to have it happen to your animal, and then constantly think about how your animal left the earth. You know,
right,
it's. But I appreciate you saying it anyway,
I am
because
sorry.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay, so the defendant's defense is somebody else left the gate open. It's the second time it happened. Is that a good defense?
It's not a good defense at all.
Why?
It's not a good defense, but the second time, the owner should be more aware of their dog.
If it was the first time, would it be a defense that somebody left the gate open?
I think you should train your dog not to do that, to obey your orders.
Fair enough, ma'am?
No, because the dog is a dangerous dog. He knew that. Those dogs tend to attack at times.
So you think that a pit bull?
The dog should have been, the dog should have been chained up and he should have been aware of it.
Fair and point. Going inside the courtroom.
I did not witness what happened. My property's fenced around. I let my dogs loose.
According to you, the actual fence went down, sir?
Yeah.
Are you?
You see how these pieces of paper?
I saw what you did with pieces of paper,
They
and then what?
down.
Snap back up?
Yeah, and they just came through. They squeezed right through. The fence supposed to be.
Okay, I've heard enough. I don't need to read it. There's no question that you're liable. Okay.
Right.
Let's discuss the two lawsuits and figure out what you're liable for. Let's start with Renee. Okay. Ms. Parker, you are suing for the cost of the dog. Do you have any proof for the cost of the dog?
Yes, I do.
How old was your dog?
She was 6 years.
6 years? Okay, so it was $980, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the cost of cremation and memorialization. Show me the bill for that. You're suing for emotional distress, and you cannot collect emotional distress, no matter how emotionally distressing, understandably, something like this is. The cause of action is intentional infliction of emotional distress. I don't think that this was intentional, even though I consider his conduct in not having a fence that keeps in 3 pit bulls for the second time to be rather abhorrent. But aside from that, animals, whether we like it or not, and people may think of them as part of the family and as human, they're not human, they're property. They're considered property in the eyes of the law.
Right.
You are suing for surgery, lab work for spaying the dog.
Basically her and the years of having her, the investment of, putting...
Right, I understand. You're suing for every penny you've spent on the dog because you feel... Because if you'd known that she was going to die 6 years later, you would never spend a penny on that. I understand why you're doing that, but that is also not something that would be compensable under these circumstances. I can't turn around and tell them, well, now there was no point in loving her and caring for her and dressing her up and spaying her and everything else, and now you've got to reimburse her for all of that stuff. That's not really something that, $2,500 for grooming her all those years, that's not something that is compensable. I find in your favor in the amount of the cost of the dog as well as the cost of the cremation. That's the $980 plus the $125 for a total of $1,105 in your lawsuit, Ms. Parker, against Mr. Mathura. Now let us discuss Mr. Calhoun. What was a diagnosis on your knee?
They said it was like almost a form of sciatica, something like that, or then there was some other medical term that they said. I mean, I used to walk around with a cane in the house because that's how much.
After this?
Yeah, it was just weird how it happened. I mean, I was walking around, my kids see me with the cane, and they're like, why are you walking with a cane? That's because of my knee.
All right. As for your lawsuit, I find in your favor in the amount of the $4,641.91 in hospital bills that the hospital is going to chase you on, as well as the pain and suffering. Understand, it's a different pain and suffering. It's the pain and suffering of his knee, not the pain and suffering of the emotional pain and suffering, which is what I'm witnessing from both of you who I know loved the dog very much. That's different. This is the pain and suffering of having to take painkillers because your knee is hurt because 3 pit bulls get out for the second time and knock a grown man over like this. So I find in your favor in the amount of the $5,000. I suggest that you follow up with animal control, because then it's animal control who sees to it that he appropriately pens the dogs or can't have them.
Right.
Okay? Because if you can't figure out how to keep them from hurting other people and things, then you can't have them. That's it. Because it's not complicated. Verdicts for the plaintiffs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the defendant's out here after losing this case, and really, I think your apology was heartfelt, but I'm not too sure how you really look.
It was heartfelt, and I apologize for what happened. The verdict, it was fair, and that's all I can say.
How are you sure this is never going to happen again?
I can be assure you it will not happen again.
Did you assure people after it happened the first time that it would never happen again?
Yes, I did. Actually.
Okay, so how are you sure it's never going to happen again?
Because I've taken precautions.
What have you done?
I've secured the fencing more than it was before.
Okay. You may hear from them again after they go to animal control. All right, follow Officer McIntosh around the corner this way. All right, so come on in here. I know the memory of Munchie sort of hangs over this whole case. What does this do for you?
Still no justice. I mean, his dogs are still out and about.
And you, sir, you satisfied how this came out for you?
Yeah, a little satisfied, and we definitely have to follow up with the animal
Right.
CPN. So.
You got the right pills now?
Yeah, I'm all right now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, Harvey.
Okay, so here's what we got to talk about. Animals under the law are considered property. I mean, it's crazy to me, but it's almost like your dog is like a sofa, that you are not allowed to get pain and suffering for an animal. I personally just think this law is kind of outdated and ridiculous. I mean, that animals suffer and when they're hurt, yet you can get no compensation for that suffering under the law because property doesn't suffer. That's the way the law views it. You know, a lot of people think it's wrong, but pretty much in every state, that's the case.